through. I'll do this.
Welcome back to the Digital Hustle. And today's show, it's going to be a pretty unique show where we're talking to digital entrepreneurs and black entrepreneurs that are actually doing in cryptocurrency. This buzzword is coming all the time these days. It's something that a lot of people are interested into, and I brought back John Lombela, a good friend of mine who's been playing in that space for quite a while. John is the cryptocurrency guru. I call him like that.
Guys.
And welcome back to the show,
John. We think represents the future.
So, can blockchain be a catalyst for development in Africa? Here is our interview with John Lombela.
John Lombela will talk to us about how hedge funds are navigating the market conditions.
I've seen some amazing people who are already working on phenomenal opportunities. And therefore, as entrepreneurs, and I'm an entrepreneur myself, all the way from South Africa, it is important to always develop new things, right? So ambitiously build new cases beyond just financial services. What is important for us is to focus more on the applications that are going to serve the purpose of the public, the guys that we are actually solving problems for. So those are the things that we need to be able to focus on. Take a leap of faith. Make sure that you review your blockchain with the peers and your application to see if there are blockchain ready. So it is really exciting times.
Voila, voila, voila.
Okay.
Welcome to the show, Tsholo Malema. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am so privileged to have an amazing moment right now, a conversation with the one and only sensational Tsholo Malema. So what we are going to do today is to talk about what she is busy doing and how she's been impacted as an owner of one of the magnificent restaurant called Sud Restaurant on Vilakazi Street at the heart of Soweto. For some of you who don't know, Vilakazi is one of the beautiful streets and quite buzzing. And I think we're going to hear that from Tsholo herself, who can educate us exactly about why did she even at the first place decided to actually go and establish a restaurant, Sud, on Vilakazi Street, whereby there were already so many other restaurants. I would love to understand exactly her journey on that particular front and understand how was she able to make it happen. So today we are on the second episode of the Redefine Your Hustle. This is an episode where we strive to inspire a lot of people. We strive to encourage a lot of people. We strive to actually share the knowledge and the success that we owe to each other. So, Tsholo, it is an honor to have you right now on this particular show. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lombela. Did I tell you how much I'm so in love with your surname, Lombela? Surname ever. I love it. I always say Lombela, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
Lob.
Thank you very much. You know what? For some reason, a lot of people are just in love with my surname.
I
And to be
know.
quite honest, I came to realize that those who pronounce my surname extremely well are from Egypt. I don't know why. I mean, maybe it is the influence of the Arabic language, but whenever they pronounce my name Lombela, it's just amazing. And I feel like they even pronounce it better than I do myself.
What is it? Okay, what? Lombela.
Lombela. I don't have the accent, but you know what? The one thing for sure is that they just pronounce my surname very, very well, and I'm so privileged about that. But you know what?
I'm always Mr. Lombela, John Lombela, Lomps. I can call you. I'm in love with your surname. It's a very nice surname, I must say.
Beautiful. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. Thank you very much.
Thank
Well, you
you.
know what? Today it's all about you, and I know that we've been talking about Sud and your restaurant. I came across your restaurant sometime last year, and I know that you've hosted some of the most amazing celebrities like Bonang. You know, you've hosted Casper Nyovest, you've hosted Black Coffee, Babalua. You know, all of these amazing figures, public figures, and celebrities in South Africa. So today, I want to kind of put you on the spotlight and talk about your journey as an entrepreneur and how you managed to be in this particular front. All right. So the first thing I want to do exactly right now is I want you to introduce yourself. I know you're a hustler, entrepreneur, and businesswoman, but why don't you actually speak to our audience right now, listening to us, who might be inspired just by your story? I want you to tell them exactly who you are. Start from there while I'm sipping on my glass of wine.
I'm actually gonna put it as the way when I talk to myself. So my name is Tsholo Malema, and was born in Limpopo and later came to Johannesburg. I'm a businesswoman. I've always been a hustler, the number one hustler. I call myself a hard nut to crack because of the things that I do. And those who are around me, they will tell you, those who know more, because I'm one person who's not very fleshy, who doesn't talk much about things. And I don't, yes, I do love inspiring other people, but I find it very difficult to talk about things because at times it's more like I'm bragging, but being in the business world has taught me so much. It comes with a lot as well. And having to be in the modeling industry, having to leave that to be a stylist as well for Nhlala in SABC2, and there was another show on SABC3 that I was a stylist for. And having into that industry and still wanting more, and because I felt like I'm not enough, and I had to hustle my way through. You know, I really hustled my way through to run a cleaning company that was cleaning like it's actually still working, but due to this pandemic we are facing, everything is on hold. And then Sood came, and the story behind Sood. I'm a cooker.
We're gonna talk about Sood in just a moment. Before we dive into that, I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
You know, ever since I mentioned to people that I'm going to be talking to Tsholo Malema, one single question kept coming back from everybody.
Yeah.
Is he affiliated to Julius Malema? That was the question that people ask me all the time.
What are they asking?
What people wanted to find out if you are affiliated to Julius Malema, okay, because of the surname, right? So why don't you actually mention to us briefly, high level, what are you? Are you his sister? Are you his wife? Are you his cousin? Are you his
I know I get that a lot, especially when I go to the banks. They ask me, "Hey, Mrs. Malema," but I'm not Mrs. Malema. I'm Miss Malema. So I'm married to him. Yes, we are related. We are cousins. He's basically my brother, and because in African language, your cousin is your brother. You know, we have a very good relationship. We're very close. Yes, we are related to Julius Malema.
Okay, fantastic. Now, the one thing I want to talk to you, I want you to mention to our audience, I want you to briefly talk to me about your career path. Okay, so I know you mentioned earlier about SABC, you've been into modeling. So I want you to kind of unpack that a little bit for me, for the audience here. One thing you need to remember, this is, guys, the Redefine Your Hustle show. It's about hustling, it's about entrepreneurs, it's about business people. The aim is to get some sort of level, some sort of inspiration from each other. And maybe somebody, maybe someone, a lady, a South African Black woman would just be inspired by your story.
Look, John, I've been in the corporate world. I worked for SAA.
Okay.
I did work for SAA. Yeah, I really did. I was very petite. I was very tiny. And I left, I think I was the youngest, even with the people that I worked with. And I still have a friend that's still there. I worked for SAA for 4 years. Then I left to pursue what I thought I really loved, which was modeling. I did modeling, and I thought, it's somehow, I always say modeling in South Africa it's not as easy as it is abroad.
Right.
And I did that for quite some time, but I ended up saying to myself, you know what, maybe I should get a job and also do that part-time.
Right.
I did that. I worked, and then I was doing modeling part-time. I used to work for Mercedes-Benz in Sandton, and I started as a receptionist, a very well-known receptionist.
Okay.
You know, how warm I was to everybody. And yeah, actually, I really loved it there. And while I was there, then as you know, you grow with time, you learn. And I was like, I actually want more, because it's always what you don't know ahead of you. You just think it's enough. If I can get to modeling, I'm enough. You get that. You are in modeling, you do TV, you're on, you do the catwalks, you're on magazines. It's, well, if you want more, I mean, trust me, you will make sure that you'll go for everything and everything, because I love being busy.
Right.
I love being busy so much, and I had to look for more. I had to look for more because I was in the modeling world, and I felt like it wasn't challenging enough for me, because I wanted something very challenging. It's just about being there, pose. Hence, a lot of people have this perception that modeling are dumb cops. They're very dumb, but I don't know if it's true. But I refuse to be that girl, and I always refuse to be that girl. But yeah, so I really left completely. I really left modeling world, and just do it part time if they need me, until I knew business. What it is when you say business, what is it that I need, to be in business? And I started doing researches. I had friends that I'm actually still proud to even say they taught me so much, that in business, this is what you need. You need a super document, things that I didn't know. You need a certificate, things I learned and I learned, and I'm really grateful even today.
Wow.
I'm so grateful.
Your time, it's interesting that you mentioned SAA back in the days. How long ago was that? 10 years? 10 years ago? 5 years ago?
SAA, I know you're going to question how old I am. I'm young, but I'm young, but however, it was and I'll tell you how I got that job.
I was going to ask that anyway afterwards, so you might as well just do that.
This is my first experience job.
Right.
It's being a waiter at the airport.
Okay.
So at the coffee shop, it was Cafe Rosini at the time. It was on the international section. And a friend of mine says, babe, please come work with me. You'll make money. I'm like, but I can't hold a tray. I was even practicing how to hold a tray. Oh my God, I'm gonna drop. I mean, imagine. It's like, no, man, it's not as bad as you think it is.
Right.
And I took the chance, and I made it. I made a lot of money. That time there was no salary. You depend on tips. And with the relation that I had with people, they will always keep me. They will come back. They would want to be served by me. Thanks for that. I then afforded a bachelor flat somewhere in Carlton Park, my first place ever. And there was one of the managers that would come there and have coffee. And she's like, you know what? I just love the way you are dedicated and the way you are always consistent. I'm like, okay, thank you.
Right.
One time he comes, I was at the back, and there's some lady says, somebody's looking for you. That guy, I think he works for SAA at that time. And I went, it's like, you know what? We are looking for people. I think you need to apply, you know? And I really did apply. I went on interviews, and the rest was history. And it was just a dream for me to wear that uniform. Everybody, you know, every girl's dream to wear an SAA uniform. So yeah.
So were you a ground staff or you were a flight attendant?
I was a ground staff.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you then
for a year, I worked at the mail center, you know, mail center, International Mail Center and Cargo. They came together. Yeah, they came together. So I first worked there because they wanted to see if I can perform. I worked there. I was in charge of all the mails that was coming into SAA. You know what they do? The security borders.
Yeah.
That's where actually I've learned my security borders, because I would find things, you'll see scary things in the parcels and all that. And that's where I got my experience there. And it was fun for,
Beautiful.
you know, such a huge responsibility, because I mean, that's everything comes to you. Even before the mail center people can touch whatever, you need to know about the parcel first.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
Look, this is such an inspiration for some of the people who are following here, right? Look, you started off as a working on a restaurant, and you made your way through. Somebody identified you. You went into SAA, and I want you to tell me exactly about how did you make that transition all the way through to running your cleaning company. Perhaps, did you learn the skills or identify opportunities while you were at SAA, working at the airport and at a mail center? Did you see the opportunities for you to come up with the cleaning company?
Not at all. I'll tell you this one. All my jobs that I do, they are inspired by my passion.
Beautiful.
I love cleaning. I'm a very clean freak. I love cooking. So I sat down, I thought of the fashion world, which I still do, which I still think I'll come up with something one day.
Right.
But everything that I do, the cleaning, the restaurant, it's everything based on the passion that I have. I sat down one day and said, you know what is it that I can do? You know, I clean, I love cleaning. I don't mind picking everything. I'm that girl that white is on white, cream white is on cream white. You can't mix white and cream white when you wash. So I'm like that. My family will tell you that. And I thought, let me open a cleaning company. You know, let me inspire people. And I'll go to people's houses. I'll go to my friends' houses and say, you know what? Even before I registered my company, my cleaning, I'll say, you know what, friend, I can clean your windows, we can clean your curtains, and I will have to go get the girls that stand there by the corner looking for jobs to say, you want a job? They're like, yes, come. Then I charge according to, you know, I just make my markup and see how I'm gonna pay these girls. And that's how it started. Then I was inspired to open KMI cleaning, you know, KMI cleaning. And it started there until I got the biggest contract. It was in Sentin, actually not before. Yeah, that was when I thought it was my biggest contract. I was cleaning offices in somewhere in Sentin and Rivonia.
Right.
And the big one came. The one that changed everything. I think people around me, they know how passionate I am. They know that I'm a hardworking person.
Right.
I don't know if it's okay for me to mention the company's name, or shouldn't I?
Go ahead. Feel free.
Yeah.
This is a conversation that is there to inspire a lot of people.
Then I was friends with this I was friends with this guy, and obviously I'll tell him about what is it that I want to do, what is it that he's the one guy that I felt like, normally we chill with guys, they pop champagnes, you try to sell your product, whatever. They're like, yeah, no, fine, we'll talk. But that's one guy that actually identified my talent, and saw that this woman, she's really passionate about everything that she does. She really indeed deserve a chance. She's like, you know what, come and partner with us. We're running a couple of projects. We want to subcontract you into Clean City. There was a biggest contract. I don't know if you remember, it was Clean City. They call it Clean City, whereby you clean you clean the roads, you clean the streets, the highways, and all that. I got that deal. I was in charge of Ekurhuleni, the whole of Kempton Park, Tembisa, everybody, that side of. Then I got that job just to clean, the streets. I'm there, parked.
How many people would you say you employed during that time?
I was actually looking in my laptop. I was looking at the pictures. I had over 200 people.
200 people.
Over. I can't recall, but over.
Wow.
Remember, it will be Tembisa as a whole. It has different sections.
Right.
They will put 20 there, 20 there, 20 there, 20 there. Every day. Kempton Park, the same. Edenvale, the same. The same.
Right. So let me ask you this: what during that time, before we change gears, during that time, what allowed you to be able to land that big contract in Sandton? Is it because you had started? Is it because you were at the right place? You were the right skin color or gender, or what really made it for you to being able to land a contract?
I think, like I said, how I landed this contract. This person believed in me, and they've never seen me work. So I would say I was thrown into the deepest.
Right.
And I had to prove myself. And the passion, I would say passion led me into that.
So a question I have for you is this. So you land a contract, you love the cleaning aspect of things. You have over 200 people. And before we talk about Sood, I want to understand what happened to your cleaning company. Did you decide to abandon the cleaning company at some point for you to pursue other avenues? If so, what happened?
No, my cleaning company, I did not have to abandon it. It's still there.
Okay.
It was, because I had workers. I still have workers. They knew that Monday to Monday they need to be where at what time. The only time they called me, it was just to check, like if they need staff, or whatever that they're looking for. However, I couldn't expand more. I had to put it a little bit on pause due to Sood. But however, it's still working. But I knew that I have plans, and it is my baby. Cleaning company, it is my baby. I cannot just abandon it, even though big things are coming. But yeah, it was just that moment where there is Sood happening. I had to put also my time on Sood, but they were there, But while I'm at Sood, I'll still try to still sell it to people to say, do you want your carpets to be clean? Do you want your mattresses clean?
That's the entrepreneurial spirit right there. That's the hustling mentality, right?
Yeah. So I was working on both sides, when you're trying to hit two birds with one stone. So when you're a hustler, you're a hustler. So yeah.
True. So let's talk about Sood, right? First of all, I love your restaurant. I love the setup. I've been there twice.
Yeah.
I've been in Vilakazi Street. It's one of the most amazing streets in Soweto. A lot of people, white, black, you name it, foreigners. We all go there to have fun, especially on a Saturday, on a Sunday afternoon. You know, the ambiance is just magnificent, right? So, what led you to opening Sud? And also, what was your ingredient to success? Why am I asking that? Third, you know, we have Sakumzi that is around there, I think, on Vilakazi Street, and multiple other restaurants. I've been at your restaurant and I see that there's a restaurant next door. There's a couple restaurants in front, but yours was always full. And all these other guys who probably were there before you were empty. Well, not really empty, but I mean, not as vibey as your restaurant. Why Sud, and what was the ingredient to success?
Look, Sud. By the way, Sud means south in French.
True.
You know, I know you know.
I know that.
So Sud means south.
Right.
So we thought of bringing south to the western, you know, southern western township in South Africa, you know.
Okay.
So look, Vilakazi is one of the, you know, sizzling streets, and history was made there. You know, your Nelson Mandela, your, you know, Winnie Mandela, your Tutu Desmond. There's so much history in the street. So look, we sit down with you know, my business partners. We sat down and we thought that, you know what, it's not even about the vibe. We thought that there's no dining. People in Soweto, when they want dining, they go to your Senton, you know, your Rosebank, so on. And we thought there is no dining in Soweto at all. And people were against, no dining restaurant will never work in, you know, in Kasi, and so on. Everybody has their own opinion. However, we took a risk. It really did work. Dining, we all about dining. We are different from others. We not we normally do have those vibey sessions where there is an event, but we are more about dining. Hence, even the setup, the way it is, it's all about dining in Kasi, in Soweto, and people really supported that, because you could see that people that sit there, it's people that would just want to hang around in Soweto and not leave Soweto and have a dining, have a conversation, and be able to hear each other as well. And it really worked. It really is working, and people are really loving it. I know that people always love a new space. You know, people, when they hear that there's a new space, people rush there. But with us, it's been very consistent with everybody, with our clients that come there, and we actually loving it. We looking forward in doing more things that are still coming, that we were working on just before this the lockdown.
Yeah, look, it's amazing, and what you say, guys, I will attest. I've been to this restaurant twice. The setup is amazing. In fact, you know, you are at a proper. In fact, you're a 4-star hotel, right? I saw your.
Yes,
4-star hotel.
Actually, so they always feel like they're at signature. That's the ambience that we.
That's exactly what it is, right?
Yeah,
because
that's
you are a signature restaurant, which is at the heart of Santon in Morningside, and the same vibe is replicated at your restaurant Sud. So, and I suppose because you've actually answered that question ahead of you provided the answer ahead of me asking you the question. I was going to, somebody says Sud to French meaning south. All right, so look, Sud means south, and Sud is a French word, Ishmael. But listen, so in fact, the beauty is the exquisite, the setup. It is just so beautiful, and I've seen your cigar lounge, where I had the privilege to sit before. It's just magnificent. And let me ask you this: you've hosted some of these celebrities.
Yeah.
What is your relationship with these celebrities? I mean, Bonang and Casper and Black Coffee and all of these people. How is the relationship with you? And what is the testimony of your restaurant when they come through there?
Trust me, they love it. They love it all the time. They really enjoy everything. Even our signature, they talk about how we represent ourselves, in food. We don't just dish it, I'm sure you've seen that.
Yeah.
And my relationship with them, it's a very good relationship. And it's not the relationship that starts now because of the restaurant. It
Right.
started a long time ago. Each and every person that comes there, we have a history. We know each other from back then, because I was just all over as well. When you go to clubs, when you go everywhere, so the relationships start way back. And some of course they come because we invite them to come through, but they really love it. They really love it. They absolutely love it.
Okay, so in fact, these celebrities, when I look at Bonang, she's a real hustler too. I mean, I'd love to have her on my show. In October last year, I was traveling with her to. We traveled to the US.
Yes,
you saw that, right? And she's amazing.
No. Bonang is a hustler. I don't care who says what, but Bonang is a hustler. Look, you need to understand that not everybody, you're not going to be everybody else's cup of tea. There are people who are going to be against you. There are people, whether you do good, whether you do bad, there's always someone saying something about you. You can imagine when Suit started, I was shivering because now I have to face a whole lot of things, Hey, Lata.
Look at that. We got one fan. So amazing. We are one of the suppliers. Lata.
Lata is one of the suppliers, actually.
Lata, look at this, Lata. This glass is empty.
Yeah.
Lata, this glass is empty.
I'm coming tomorrow. It's also one of the people that I really get to sit down with. His wines are awesome, and I'm sure you need to interview him as well. You really,
should. Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
you should. This is from me. Okay, from me to him. Please interview him. He's got an amazing story, and
Beautiful.
Anyway,
That's what it's all about, guys. So just a quick reminder again. This is a place to inspire hustlers, entrepreneurs in Africa, starting from South Africa and the rest of the African continent. For those of you who don't know, let me just reintroduce myself again. John Lombela. I am an entrepreneur from the DRC, but I live here. It's been about 18 years. So I am pretty much part of the furniture. So I understand exactly how the mindset and the people work in South Africa. So I have blended pretty well. So we see Veronica saying this is an inspiring story. And you see, your story is an amazing story because I see and I hear where you've gone through and some of the people actually recognizing you. So kudos for that. Amazing story. So the one thing I want to talk to you about right now is, I think earlier on you kind of mentioned exactly what was Vilakazi Street all about. But let me ask you from your perspective, why do you think Vilakazi Street is such a buzzing street in Soweto? What makes it so wow? I mean, Soweto is big, it's huge. We've got the Sopeng over there, we've got Dipsloot, whatever, we've got the Maponya Mall, we've got Orlando, we've got Middleland, all of these. What makes Vilakazi an amazing street?
What makes Vilakazi, I think, is the amazing history that it carries, especially with your Nelson Mandela's, your Bishop Desmond Tutu, they're from that Vilakazi street. And you know how it is, and I mean, you can imagine in the 1976 what was happening there. I wasn't born, but however, you can just imagine when you followed the stories about what was happening in Vilakazi Street, because Nelson Mandela had, they had a house there, they lived there, whole lot of things were there. Cops were forever there. People died. You know what I mean? And it's not even far from the Hector Peterson, and between Vilakazi and Hector Peterson, it's a very it's a very short distance. So you can imagine how buzzing at the time it was when the cops were just, just eluding everybody else, your Dr. Nelson Mandela and everybody else. So I think that's what makes the history that it carries with, and yeah.
Beautiful. So here's the thing. You started last year around October, September.
I launched on the 1st of September.
You killed it. I saw your launch. I followed it. I was traveling around the world pretty much. And I told myself I was going to come through. So here we are. And I think I visited your restaurant early this year and twice. And here we are. The pandemic strikes. All businesses are completely at a halt. What I want you to do right now is to talk to us really about the impact of COVID on your restaurant suit and perhaps any of your other ventures, including a UK company, and maybe as well tell the audience about how you, as an entrepreneur, a hustler, somebody who always wants to be busy, just like me, by the way. I'm never stagnant. When I hit the roadblock, I want to navigate around and see exactly where I can actually go. I want you to tell me and the viewers right now how the situation has impacted you and your restaurant, and also maybe your other ventures, and what you are doing to remain relevant and possibly expand beyond.
Look, we were never ready as a country. We were so not ready for anything like this. It's actually first time something like this comes and just boom, next thing you are locked, you are on lockdown. It has really affected businesses. I've seen a lot of business, closing down, because I do go to Soweto still just to check, on how are things. But I've seen the other guy was actually moving his stuff. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. And but however, I'm just keeping positive. I don't want to think negative about it because, I don't know what's going to be the outcome, but I can only be positive about things. I've learned to be very, very positive in very uncomfortable situations, because look, when you are in business, trust me, it doesn't mean that there is no failure whatsoever. And you always start something not knowing the outcome of it. But if you put your mind to it, to say that, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to close my ears and this is what I'm going to focus on. It is possible, Black child. Trust me. Look, people are going to talk bad about you. People are going to say nasty things about you. But what I always say is that I'm moving forward. Why are you standing in one place and talking about me? It's all about risk. And if you don't take risk, how would you know that it's going to be possible? So I'm that girl that always take risk. Hence, I was able to get my 4-star within less than a year, which is impossible. And even the tourism people, they're like, you know what, we would love to work with you in so many things. We've seen your dedication. You're young, you are driven, and and I was very proud. It was a proud moment for me to say I am able, because trust me, we learn every day. And so many things that I have learned when I got to Sud. I've learned so many. I've learned to deal with a human being. I've learned to be more patient, because you work with different, characters. So put your mind to it and you focus. Put on those, I always say word claps and focus and look forward, because look, people will distract you just by saying something nasty. So I'm not about, I just choose to be, I just choose not to fear anything, because most of the time, not even most of the time, we always not moving forward because of the fear that we carry within us. It stops us from being what we want to be.
Wow. This is powerful, and you know what? You've just mentioned a number of things that just really respond to the kind of person I am, and I suppose that's the one thing we all have in common. You know, as a hustler, as an entrepreneur, as somebody who really is driven by success and by his goals and dreams and things like that. So it's quite amazing, and I don't have to repeat that. You've just preached to the choir. You just mentioned exactly the things I believe in, and this is more for the people out there. I do believe there are women who are following you, ladies, young girls, and entrepreneurs who just want to be one day, walking in your shoes as an entrepreneur and navigate that. So your journey is definitely highly inspiring. I want to find out from you, how many people do you, by the way, employ at Sud, roughly?
Sure, because with the waiters, you find that I need 15 at night, maybe. No. Depend on the busy schedule. Depending,
Right.
you find that I maybe 15 at night. Maybe I just need less during the day, and I would say 20, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you have to put together a strategy to ensure that your workers understand the ethics of being able to support the patrons coming into your restaurant? So being polite, being dish, and taking them through a proper journey of that
Yeah.
hospitality.
Yeah. Hence, I was saying that we do get people that come through to come and train them, then to teach them how to talk to your customers, and how should they present themselves. We do teach them about cleanliness. Some, they came there with long nails. I'm like, no, it doesn't happen like that. This is a food industry. We don't do long nails and all that. If you
Right.
think it's for you, then you know what to do. And really, they were really, they really did listen, and we teach them cleanliness. We check them. I check them all the time. It's my
Right.
duty, because I don't want you to be coming to the restaurant and say, Tsholo, I'm not happy. And I told them that they need their hair to be tied up. I don't need
Right.
no hair here, hanging.
Right.
And yeah, we really do. They go through training. Training does happen every week. It could be from any wine brand or whoever that thinks, I want my brand to be represented this way. I want my brand to be represented this way. So we do get those, we offer them, training.
Right. Tell me about Mohodu Monday. Talk about Mohodu Monday.
Mohodu Monday
It is.
I know that Mohodu Monday is everybody's culture, but our Mohodu is every day.
Okay.
Everybody's culture. Mohodu Monday. We have Mohodu from Monday to Sunday. Unless if we ran out. But we don't really have that thing, that culture that says Mohodu Monday, then everybody. Whoever that comes there and wants Mohodu, we give it to them. But I know it's the culture.
Okay. So here's the thing, right? So everybody's hit by this pandemic, and definitely your restaurant too, because you've certainly closed doors for the last 2 months and no revenue coming in because no patron is actually sitting at a restaurant. Certainly your industry, your restaurant is going to be impacted in the future, even after the post the lockdown. But I know that the mentality in South Africa, we all so jovial. We love to socialize. That I am pretty sure that people are going to socialize, coming with all these fancy masks and the branding and the fashionable mask. I'm already seeing that on Instagram with the smoothies and everybody is fashionable.
The mask is the big thing now.
How do you think that you will be able to tap into the relief fund that has been implemented by the president? I know that he spoke about a 500 billion rand relief package, right? And out of that is about 200 billion that will be attributed to small businesses, and I do believe that you fall under the small business, because right now you have employees, people who certainly are relying on you to be able to pay them a salary. I don't think that you would necessarily want to pay them out of your pocket. I mean, even if you could, you could actually do that for a certain period of time, and that's it, right? So how can you you know ensure that you are eligible to the fund, or maybe the question should be, do you think you are eligible to the fund, and if so, what would be the criteria? Just give me the highlights. I know that people need to engage with the banks, whatever. Just give me the highlights.
I'm actually about to say that I know also the bank does it as well, and I
Right.
know that uh, even in, like, if we are in like good standing, you are
Right.
able to do that, because it's our responsibilities to make sure that our people are really
Yeah.
happy with it, and it's something that obviously we did, and yeah, we worked on. Yeah.
I'm going to
And
ask you. I'm going to ask you another question. I didn't plan this question, but it's actually coming to my mind. I'm going to ask you two questions. But the first question is around the employees you have. Do you hire some of your employees? Is there a mix of people at Kasi, Ukasi, all right, Ukasi, um, or do you have a combination of both the local South Africans as well as foreign guys from Zimbabwe and Malawi, the DRC, and so forth? Do you have a mix of all these people working for you?
yeah, I'll say 80% is from Kokasi in Soweto, and half of them is people who are they're from Zimbabwe, and yeah, it's just a mix. We give everybody opportunity, and it's all about giving people from Soweto as well chances to have an experience.
Of course.
Some of
So,
these people that work for us, they've never worked before. They this is their first experience, as like, yeah.
So, which is beautiful, because I think part of considering where South Africa has been and where we are today, I think it is incumbent upon people like you to be able to contribute towards creating a better economy for a better economy for our community, right? So I know that there is so many controversial topics around the internet, on Twitter. If you go on Twitter right now, there's a new hashtag that is trending called hashtag Put South African First. What do you make of the narrative of putting South African first, which of course is undeniably one fundamental truth? In every country, leaders need to be able to promote their own first before they actually look into other folks, right? Do you see being, really into, hey, I just want to make sure that I focus on my people first, even if what is your stance on that? What is your take on that? And that, keep in mind that it taps into the whole aspect of xenophobia, which to me is a narrative that is taking this country backwards, and perhaps the entire African country.
I mean, John, I personally think we all Africans, we need to take care of each other. It shouldn't be about us first and them later. I think everybody needs to have that opportunity. Everybody, we should put each other together. Don't divide. There shouldn't be division of some sort. We are all Africans. We need each other, and we should work together. And not that it should be us South Africans and other people. I mean, you go to Congo, there's South Africans there. You go anywhere in the world, there's, we should each treat each other with, love. We should give each other love.
Right.
It could be about xenophobic or whatever it is, because we really need each other, as much as, like, for example, like now, if you can see that, like, the Cuban doctors are here, just whatever that they left behind there, families to come and assist us. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we need each other. It shouldn't be a division of some sort to say us first and, even though I know it can be very crazy. But one
Right.
thing that I noticed as well is, actually, I was talking to some guy today to say, I've never, ever since this pandemic, people, it's like they have really thought, they greet each other. And
Mhm.
when somebody greets you, it's like, are you sure you're greeting me? Because you're not used to that. Everybody's so friendly, So yeah.
So I want to show the audience what your website looks like and your menu. And the reason why I want to do that is because I want you to, while I am showing that, I want you to talk to me about what opportunities you are seeing right now. Okay, what opportunities you are seeing right now in terms of the pandemic. I mean, obviously you can't host people at a restaurant. Are you able to pivot around? Are you able to start creating new services and whatnot? If so, what are they? And meanwhile, while you are doing that, I am just taking the liberty here to show the audience what your website look like. I mean, people can actually go here and order some food. And I've tried the Mohodu. So please go ahead and talk to the audience about what opportunities do you see, really pretty much regarding your venture, Sud, and maybe anything you can see around Sud.
There's a lot of things lined up for Sud, and it's just that it was unfortunate for the pandemic to just take over like that. And however, we're still working on those. We're just hoping that things will get better, and so that we can focus more on to Sud and bring Sud to the people, because I believe that people haven't really experienced Sud the way they should, the way they should and should have, rather. And we're looking more. And look, I'm a hustler of note. Even if it means I take a van and sell oranges, I will do that. Sell an orange, I will do that. And currently, I'm in a business for chicken, hard body chicken.
Okay.
I'm in that business. We're selling hard body chicken. It's been doing so good. I'm shocked because myself, I'm not a meat lover, but
Right.
I'm just shocked by the way of people have been buying, and I'm thinking, what? I didn't know that people eat this chicken so much. Yes, I see in the restaurant when they order, but in the restaurant, it's more like you don't monitor who has eaten what. But in this chicken business, it's been doing so good. So that's what I'm in right now.
Beautiful. And somebody's asking the question here, Mohodu Monday. What does it mean? What does it actually mean? And I know what it is for us.
Mukodi Monday is just is this South African culture that they've introduced. So meaning it's tribe. Monday we eat tribe. We eat tribe and African cuisine. That's what Mukodi Monday means.
So is it
Normally it happens on Monday, because the reason why it happens on Monday is because what was happening over the weekend. Everybody is babblazed, everybody's hanging. So they want to eat food like soul. They call it soul food. They call it soul food, and they
right?
just want to, take out their hangover and stuff. That's what basically it means.
So tell me about the opportunity you had with regards to you mentioned the other day when I had you on the phone. You mentioned that you were currently looking for ways to start delivering food, the food experience at home,
Yeah.
at people's home. Tell me a little bit more about that, and also how far are you with regards to making that happen?
I'm actually having a meeting tomorrow. I was waiting for the restaurant to be cleaned. We did some disinfecting. We really did that. We are actually going to talk about what to sell. I've been working on a menu as well, Ubuntu menu rather, which we
Okay.
just deliver and sell your African cuisine, whatever. That's not everything on our menu. So we're gonna have a set aside menu where we're gonna, so tomorrow I'm having a meeting just to finalize things. Then we'll take it from there.
So tell me, what is the next possible venture for Tsholo? Because as I talk to you, I can realize one thing.
Yeah.
You are not the type of person to stand still on just one thing. And I can already see that your mind is buzzing with so many other things that you want to do post the pandemic. So, Sood, I mean, look, you have your cleaning company, you have Sood, now you're delivering hard body chicken, and you want to be able to do this thing with food deliveries at home. What is the one next thing? Do you think that maybe you're going to go into farming, and maybe you're going to do, I don't know, real estate as well. So are you the
Yep.
kind of person who just says like you want to explore so many other things? Is that because you are so diversified from that particular perspective?
I forgot to mention one thing.
Yeah.
I once stayed in Cape Town for 8 months.
Okay.
Doing nothing basically. And then I approached the what's this hotel? What do you call the what? In Camps Bay.
Camps Bay, okay.
In Camps Bay, there's this hotel, man, the Bay Hotel.
Right.
And I
So you want to buy the hotel.
that's what I'm doing.
Give it to me now. Give it to me. All right. Let me listen to that.
I stayed 8 months. I left Johannesburg because there's time where you just want to reconnect and reconnect again, disconnect and reconnect again,
Right.
And I think at the time I disconnected to everything. Then I left, I stayed in Cape Town. I was doing nothing. And I was like, you know what? Let me approach these people, because I could see the owner every morning, maybe when I'm having breakfast. I'm like, I'm actually interested in knowing the hospitality world, but I
Right.
want to do it through you. I
Okay.
want to do it through you. I want to train. I want to know more about hotel. So I did
Right.
my hospitality there for that
Okay.
8 months that I was there. One of the reasons is at the back of my mind, I had a boutique hotel in mind.
Okay.
And but besides that, I was always fascinated about how the bed is made when you go to a hotel. And me, being the person that I am, being the clean person that I am,
Yes.
I needed to know for me, for my knowledge, for my house, And little did I know that later on there will be an hospitality business happening,
Wow.
which is a restaurant. So, like you said, like you asked me, what's the next venture? I honestly want a boutique hotel. I want to properties. I've got on my Instagram, I've got another page. It's very new, it's fairly new, and it's my love for decor. So
Okay.
I love decor. I believe that I'm also good at decor, and everybody asks me, why are you not doing interior decor?
Right.
Those are the things that I love. So obviously decor and being into a property as well, you can imagine. Those are the things that I really would love to be at, like really looking into it. I was actually with the hotel project, I was actually starting to work on it slowly, see the names, the style that I'm going to be using, and the kind of tiles that I'm going to be using as well. So I think it's my world. That is my world. So you can imagine the property, the hotel, the cleaning, the restaurant. It's more similar. One thing. It's under one group.
Exactly.
So
It's under one roof. I mean, you got it. You get it all. You got a cleaning side. You got the delivery
yeah,
side. You got a restaurant side, and you got a passion you want to be able to venture into the hotel business. So absolutely. So
every when I'm chilling here and watching Netflix, I watch the like properties. I'm watching the houses, different houses, and the decor and everything. I love decor. It's my life. And remember, everything that I love, it's what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate.
Let me ask you one. Let me ask you one last question, which is going to help me to introduce another conversation that I'm going to have on Friday and next week. Are you also an investor, or are you looking for opportunities for you to invest? What kind of an individual are you? Are you, I know you're a hustler, you're an entrepreneur, you're a businesswoman. Are you also somebody who's looking for investment opportunities, investing in project such?
It's one thing that I want.
You-
It's actually one thing that I honestly want to learn into investment. I need to know how to invest. I need to actually learn what happens in that space when you invest. I'm interested in it, and I'm sure I'm going to take a course, and I'm sure with you, my friend, you will direct me, you will
Well, sounds good, because, ladies and gentlemen, I think we not only we getting towards the end of this conversation. If you have questions for Tsholo, please put them on the comments. I will be able to see them and ask Tsholo probably 2 or 3 questions. If you only do have, I think we had a couple questions and engagement already so far. It's been an amazing event. But Tsholo, while we're possibly having or waiting for questions, let me thank you very much, because you've been such an inspiration right now for a lot of people who listen to you. I think your story is amazing, and you and I are definitely going to be able to do some amazing stuff. Tune me in when you venture into the hotel business. I would love to know more about it.
Definitely.
I would love to know more about it.
Every night I work on it. Every night, and I work on the look of my hotel, because definitely it's gonna be your cigar lounge. It's gonna have your wine cellar, the way I wanted. I'm still putting a picture together. So what I normally do, I always say I collect the tools before I can identify the
Great.
job. So I would
Great.
want somebody to draw up my hotel just to keep my
Okay.
dream going. I normally do that. If I want a house, I want somebody to say, look, here's a house. Then they put it down for me every day. I know that I look forward to something else, something. I've got a dream, I just put it there, and I'm like, that's my dream, and it's gonna happen. I speak into existence. So yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And you know what? Funny enough, earlier on, in this morning, I wrote something. I love writing a lot. Something that comes to mind, questions that I normally have. I know that everybody is tired of the lockdown. I know everybody wants to be out there. And I actually thought, and I said, you know what, in the rush to return to normal, use this time to consider which parts of normal are you worth rushing back to.
Right. Nice.
I
love it.
Which part of normal are you honestly rushing back to? Because people want to rush back to have a normal life. Are you rushing back to hang with friends and drink champagne, or do you have something in mind? I mean, also, I think this time is also for us to reflect on a whole lot of things. I use this time to, for reflection, to just reflect a bit.
What advice can you give to the people following you right now?
The advice that I can give
And
it to,
considering the times we find ourselves in, what advice can you give them?
excuse me, pardon, I beg yours, I didn't hear that.
And considering the fact that we are in lockdown, we're in a pandemic, what can you give them as an advice?
Look, the advice that I can give everybody, I'm not gonna go and say a long essay, but what I can say, it is possible. You just have to be driven. You just have to put your mind to it. You just have to fight and do it. I normally say, close your ears and face forward. Because now, what if you don't close your ears, you'll get lots of distraction, lots and lots, because there are people that when they hear negative things, their dreams die. Because I said this, then they don't want to consider doing it. So all I can say is that it is possible. Risk it all and put your mind to it. Yes, there is failure. Start with small things, but there is failure. But learn, do your research, especially with what you want to do, do your research, and it is possible. All I can say is possible. Risk, and you will see,
There you go, guys. So you've heard from Tsholo. She's a sensational entrepreneur. And I thank you, Tsholo, for being here. Every Monday, we speak about the Redefine Your Hustle. The idea for every Monday evening is for me to bring to you an entrepreneur who is a hustler, who has made it, who is continuing to make it, and is an inspiration to society as we are an African people. We need to be able to help each other. For me, it's about inspiring you guys, encouraging you. There's a lot of people who are actually going through a lot of anxiety right now. And all you need and all they need is to listen to a story like Tsholo's for them to realize, hey, you know what? We can actually make it happen. And you need to stick around. You need to believe in yourself. You need to have the courage. You need to have the ability to take on risks. But I mean, for you to get to that point, you need people like her who can encourage you to be able to put your mind to it, just like Monty is also saying right now. So I thank you very, very much. And I thank you guys. And I'm going to show you guys, obviously, end this conversation by introducing an out of intro, and everybody else will be able to see exactly what we are all about. So I hope you guys can listen to the sound. But you know what? Let's go out there, and thank you very much, Tsholo. I'll speak to you soon. Keep
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much indeed. Bye now.
Bye.
It's something that a lot of people are interested in. And I brought back John Lombela, a good friend of mine who's been playing in that space for quite a while. John is the cryptocurrency guru. I call him like that. And welcome back to the show.
John, we think, represents the future.
So, can blockchain be a catalyst for development in Africa? Here is our interview with John Lombela.
John Lombela will talk to us about how hedge funds are navigating the market conditions.